Nice. Today we're doing a mock test with Sharan. Sharan, tell him how many lessons you've had with me.
A couple, two.
Couple
Exactly
of
two.
hours. When I first met him, he suffered from diesel syndrome. Mirror work wasn't very good, was it? Heavy breaker, but he's really quite skillful. Actually, he's one of the better people from any I've seen drive. This guy. So you're in for a treat. And when have you got your test?
I've got it in the mid of October.
But if he does well today, he's going to look for a cancellation. So have you any questions before we start?
No, we're good.
Feel good? I
Yep.
hope you drive good. Right, 30 to 40 minutes depend on traffic, taking in various traffic road conditions. One manoeuvre you practice with your trainer, possibly the control stop, and you will be driving independent by way of sat-nav signs. We're going to do sat-nav here.
Okay.
Throughout the drive, I'd like to, Sharan, isn't it? Throughout the drive, I'd like to follow the road ahead at all times, unless you're directed by signs and markings, or unless you tell which road is a good time. Do you understand that?
Okay.
One question, how would you check your indicator lights work before starting the journey?
So I press the hazard light and go step out of the vehicle and check if it's all
Good.
working.
Right, now you just follow that sat nav, okay?
Okay.
Now concentrating gives a nice smooth drive, yeah? And at the end of the road, turn left, and then hope that sat nav will work. At the end of the road, we're turning right, and then the sat nav should work after that. When it's safe to do so, could you show me how you demist the back window?
Yeah. It's this one. So just turn it on.
Yeah.
After 300 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A690, Neville's Crossbank. Cross the roundabout and take the second exit.
Minor fault number one for Sharan. It goes down to mirrors before indicating to leave this roundabout. But I think why he does this is he approaches the roundabout in third gear. As he goes on the roundabout, the car starts to cough and splutter, so he puts it straight back in a second. So I don't mark it because he corrects the fault straight away. But then he doesn't have enough time to check his mirrors before indicating. Up until now, Sharan has been very skillful. The gear changes are lovely and smooth, the acceleration smooth, the braking's nice and light, mirror works all in place. It's all really good stuff so far. This guy is very, very skillful. Completely different to his mate Shamil.
To 300 yards, turn right, Darlington Road, then bear right, A167.
Sharan, this yellow box, remember, you can't enter that if it's safe to do so and your exit road is clear. You do stop back a little bit, but you get straight out because the backup light changes to red. But remember the yellow box junctions, stop in them if you turn right as long as the exit road is clear, but don't stop in them when you're going straight ahead. When you turn right at these traffic lights, Sharan, leave in the left lane, not the right. I don't mark this because the sat-nav said turn right and then bear right. I don't know why it says bear right for, but when you leave, as long as normally you'd leave in the left lane. Minor fault number two, Sharan. When you go straight ahead of traffic lights and the road markings say you can use either lane, you're expected to choose the left lane. You're making hard work for yourself. You now have to check mirrors and get back to the left, which you do so safely. But keep it simple. When you go straight ahead of traffic lights, the markings you use either lane, the examiner will expect you to choose the left lane, unless it was blocked or something slow moving there, like a cyclist or something. Serious fault number 1 for you, Sharan. Sharan, I should have known this serious fault was coming. You drive too close to this red car in front. It doesn't look too bad on video, but you have to keep a 2-second gap. And all the way along this road, I was lining the car up in front with a white line and count to 2 seconds. I was saying that rhyme, only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. But the car in front was driving really slow. You've still got to keep that 2-second gap. Now, I can see why you've done this, because I've seen YouTube videos of people driving in India and they drive at 50 miles an hour bumper to bumper. So you have to keep the 2-second gap, 4-second gap in wet weather. Sharan, I had a guy feel for getting too close. He got a minor fault for driving a bit close when it was dry. Then on the way back to the driving test centre, it rained for about a minute and a half. And the examiner failed him because he didn't keep a 4-second gap. He was absolutely good. He kept a 2-second gap, but because it started raining, it was only a little shower, I can remember it well. But he didn't back off straight away and keep a 4-second gap. So learn how to judge that 2-second gap. Sharan, have a look in this video. Line the car up in front with the centre line. When the back of the car gets level, count to 2 seconds and you can see that this is under the 2-second gap. And further down you get a lot closer. So try and learn how to judge that well, not try and learn, you need to learn how to judge that 2-second gap.
After 400 yards, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A167. Cross the roundabout and take the first exit.
I like these skills, Sharan, on approach roundabout. Mirror work, speed on approach is lovely and smooth. And you see a car coming from your right, you do the rolling first, bit of rise and brake, lovely bit of gas clutch, lovely smooth control, and just keep the car moving. These are very good driving skills, not seen in India.
After 800 yards, go right on the roundabout and take the third exit, A688.
Minor fault number 3, Sharan, your signal goes on very late for turn right here. I'll be putting it on nice and early on this particular roundabout because I've seen vehicles try and overtake you when you've got no indicator on. Minor fault number 4, Sharan, you get too close to this car in front. You need to keep tyres on tarmac. Instructors love to say this, tyres on tarmac when you stop behind the vehicle. The reasons are, it could break down, you'll have enough room to get rounded. If they're on a hill, they could roll back. And it gives you that little bit of wiggle room if the blue lights come.
right on the roundabout and take the second exit. Go right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
Serious fault number 2, Sharan. This serious fault goes down to undue hesitation, Sharan. As you're approaching the roundabout, you've got nothing to your right. It's clear to go, but you just come up to the roundabout and stop. I think you think that you have to give way to this wagon driver to the left, but that wagon driver gives way to you. As you come roundabout, you stop. The wagon driver stops. He doesn't know what you're doing. He's looking at you, thinking what you're doing. So you should have just drove straight onto that roundabout because it was clear to go.
Left on the roundabout and take the first exit, Green Lane. Then you have reached your destination. After 100 yards, you have reached your destination.
At the roundabout, turn right. It's the third exit for Bishop Auckland.
Okay.
All wicked driving skills on approach this roundabout, Sharan. All good with the mirrors, signal, speed on approach round the roundabout, mirrors and signal when leaving. It's all really impressive. And I like how when you're leaving into the carriageway, you put your foot down and don't drive like an old granny. You just get your foot down, make good progress along this dual carriageway. So well done. Sharan, I don't mark this, but this roundabout's a little bit on the fast side. Your approach speed, I would have been braking about 3 bus lengths earlier than you, but very, very light. You leave it late and a bit heavy, but you do keep control, so I'm not going to give you minor fault.
I'm sorry.
Number 4. It's number 2.
Okay.
Minor fault number 5, Sharan. It goes down to speed on approach, and you leave it very late to look at this roundabout. Had there been anything there coming from your right, you would have had to give way at the minute to stop the car. You would have had to brake quite aggressively. So you're lucky here. So it had slow road on the road, and you've got a sign to the left telling you there's a mini roundabout. So you've got to keep your speed down when you can't see much at roundabouts.
At the roundabout, turn left. At the end of the road, turn left.
Minor fault number 6, Sharan. It's time of the signal. You should have waited. Obviously, you should have waited till you got level with this junction. Had there been a car in that junction and you got close and it pulled out in front of you, I probably would have given you a serious fault for that one.
It's the end of the road, right?
Yes. And take the next immediate right.
Minor fault number 7, Sharan. Your speed gets up to 33 miles an hour. However, you do realise and you do get it back down to the 30.
Take the next road to the right. Next right. Take the next road to the right. And I like to drive it forward into a bay on the left or right hand side.
Okay.
Drive forward into one of your choice. Thank you. And then can you reverse it out to the left?
Onto the left.
To the left, yeah, reverse that way. And at the end of the road, turn left. And then can you just pull up on the left? That'll do, just over there, don't get any closer. Right, we're going to end the test here, okay? We're in your room. That's it. Good. Right, how do you think you're doing then?
I think the one in Spennymoor, where the bigger junction, where I shouldn't, the bus lane, I think I shifted a little bit late.
You did, yeah, response to road markings, yeah, signs.
Yeah.
Anything else? That was a passer, you didn't fail on that.
Okay.
Anything? Can you think
I
of?
think on the Neville's Cross junction,
Yes.
when I took the right.
Could have went a bit further in there, but didn't mark it. You look, there's
Okay.
nobody behind, but you done everything right there.
Okay, I don't know if these two were something which I thought was concern.
Right. You've got two serious faults.
Okay.
Um, Not bad. It's better than your mate Shamal. If Shamal watches this, it's better than him, yeah? Right. What gap do you keep when you're following traffic? There was a red...
2 seconds.
Yeah, red burgundy Peugeot driving a bit slow where all the roadworks. How do you judge that 2 second gap?
2 cars distance. I mean,
2 cars distance were you. So how do you keep a 2 second gap between this car, between us and the car in front? So what I do for quickness is, the car in front, when it gets level with a white line, like that, now you count to 2 seconds. Now if you've counted to 2 seconds and you've not reached that marker point, what does that mean? Have you got a good gap or you're too close?
I mean, we have got a good gap.
Right, well you were about 1.5 seconds, yeah? Yeah, you was too close all the way down the dual carriageway.
Okay.
Then following the Mini on the way back, you were too close, so you need to take a 2 second gap.
Okay.
We'll do that on the way back actually.
Okay.
What about in wet weather? What happens to the gap?
Sorry?
What happens to the gap in wet weather?
I didn't get you.
What happens to the gap in wet weather?
Oh, it increases by 10 times.
That's icy conditions.
Icy conditions, okay.
So it doubles to
Doubles,
4
okay.
seconds, yeah? So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to keep a 4 second gap in wet weather. When it rains, dry conditions, 2 second gap.
Yeah.
That was a serious fault, yeah? The other one was, this was a silly one, this one. Come to roundabout. Turning right. There's
Right,
nobody here. What did you do? There was a wagon over here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because he had put the indicator here and
Right.
it felt like he's going to move forward, so
Well, who does that wagon give way to?
to the right, to us.
So you should have just drove straight on the roundabout.
Okay.
I did have a pupil actually fail there, and they come up the roundabout, seen the car here and just stamped on the brake, and the van behind nearly went the back. That didn't happen to us, but you were just sitting there too long. It was clear to go.
Okay.
So 2 serious faults, one for undue hesitation, and the other one for driving too close.
Okay.
Driving wise, really good, pretty impressive. The only thing you need to improve on is you brake very late and heavy. You need to spread the braking out.
Okay.
Some of your speed on approach is a bit fast, so you brake late and heavy,
Okay.
brake early and light. Have you any questions before I turn that off?
No. With the big wagon you said, it is because of the priority, and even if he lunges forward and if he stops, then
Yeah, you just would
Okay.
when we come to the roundabout, he's over there. I would have just drove
Okay.
straight on the roundabout
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just stopped. So the wagon gives way to you. He was sitting waiting for you,
Yeah,
holding
yeah,
all
yeah.
the traffic up here.
priority.
Yeah, so you give way to the right, not the left. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
Go on, then off you go.